News 10 presents Dialogue, a weekly public affairs program exploring community concerns and spotlighting regional activities.
And good Sunday morning to you, everybody. Welcome to Dialogue. Now, this was the post that grabbed my attention. It was posted by my guest today. This is what it said. Special announcement. Spreading my wings. Time to go higher and further. I am so honored to announce that I have accepted the position as the new Georgia Department of Education Regional Coordinator for Southwest Georgia with Great Promise Partnership. That post was made by Carla. Not Carla Heath Sands, but Carla Hawkins. Good to see you and congratulations. You know, we always get a kick out of being able to call each other. I say that every time you hear Carla, Carla. This is wonderful. Now, you've actually started your position.
Yes.
It's with the Georgia Department of Education.
Yes.
Now, you were with Daugherty County Schools, so you were in education prior.
That's right.
And what was your role with Daugherty County?
My role was the district work-based learning coordinator with the district, so I would go to different high schools and help students in the work-based learning program obtain jobs or internships and just a lot of different resources to be successful.
And then what I call a godsend, because you have, gone a step higher in your position, because now you're covering like a region.
Yes, the entire Southwest. There's over 30 counties in my region, but I'm up for the challenge. But I get to, I loved what I did, and I love the fact that I'll still be able to partner and still be able to work with students in Daugherty County, but not just Daugherty County now. It'll be school districts all over the Southwest Georgia.
All right, and so as you mentioned, 34 from as north, I guess west as Muskogee, then Taylor and Peach and Houston County, Pulaski, Wilcox, Turner, Tift, Colquitt, Thomas, all the way down, again, including Daugherty. So for people who are not familiar with Great Promise Partnership, what is that organization about?
It's a wonderful program within the Georgia Department of Education that targets students who are at risk of not graduating. We make this promise to find them a paid job, and they promise us in return that they will finish high school. Once they become a part of the program, they get to maneuver through the work-based learning program. So that's the connection to what I once did. I get to work with work-based learning coordinators to allow those students in their program to extend this opportunity to GPP students, because now they may not meet GPP, they may not meet GPA requirements, they may not meet, some of this criteria that was in place for all of the work-based learning students, but through GPP, they have an opportunity to be involved.
So talk about those requirements and how they differ.
They differ because GPP students, they may have extenuating circumstances, and they have obstacles that are challenging them to finish high school. You have students that are homeless, students that may have challenges at home that's impeding them. They may have to be a provider, a financial provider.
So they may work.
And, they may have a job, but they're working up until 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, and their grades are suffering because they have to take care of their siblings. They're helping their parents, provide income into the job. You have students who are disabled, students in the low income sectors, and they want to work. They want a chance to be successful, but they need some extra help. And GPP will provide that. We provide mentorship, we provide resources, employability skills training, and we make them feel included with everyone else and have a chance to succeed.
Now, you target mainly high schoolers?
Yes, 11th and 12th graders. And the age bracket ranges, between 15 and maybe 20, but we are targeting those students that will have the ability to leave school early and go to work.
And transportation. They need to have transportation because they will be going to
from school to work. And so, if there may be a student that they may not have transportation, their mother or their father may not have a car. So if there's local transportation, the city bus, maybe Lyft, they may have a friend that will pick them up from school. So I even help arrange that type of situation.
Now, is this something where they receive stipends, or do they receive income from those jobs that you place them
They receive income, and that's the difference also between work-based learning and GPP. in work-based learning, I could provide an unpaid internship. And the students were like, okay, great. I still get to leave school early. I have a job or an opportunity to learn more about this career. May not be getting paid, but I don't have to go to 5th, 6th, and 7th period. Well, with GPP, these students need a paid job. So if I find them that paid job, the income would help provide an opportunity for them maybe to be able to purchase a vehicle or purchase a bus pass.
All right, talk about, you have mentioned several times about the, career opportunities, the work opportunities. You need businesses, maybe cities, maybe counties to agree to employ these students.
Exactly.
So let's talk about that process.
Yeah, that's one thing I really liked when I did my research about GPP, that they had great connections with the municipalities and city and county governments were providing or have providing and still are providing job opportunities for these kids. It may be an admin, it may be the greeter, you may be at the welcome desk, but they're getting a paid job. They're learning about city and county government. And this has turned, for some GPP students from the past, it's turned into a full-time job and career for them. Now they've moved up the ranks, and it all started with GPP.
What would you say are the minimum requirements? First of all, if somebody is listening to us this morning, can they just contact you, or should it be a counselor at school? Can it be a parent?
Yes, if they contact their counselor or their school's work-based learning coordinator and say, hi, I am such and such, I would love to be in work-based learning. I may have a GPA lower than 2.5, but can I come through GPP? Can I go through the Great Promise Partnership Program? And then I'll be contacted. But what I'm doing is making it to where they don't have to find me. I'm going to all of the school districts. I'm setting up meetings. I've already started, have many laid out for next week, where I'm going into the schools, introducing myself to the work-based learning coordinators and the principals and the counselors. Hi, I'm here. So if you have a student that meet these qualifications or you feel would be a great fit, you let them know I got them.
Okay, and of course we are in the season when it's back to school time. So look for Carla Hawkins, 34 counties. So you will be traveling, and I guess this program is all across the state.
Yes, it is. I cover Southwest. I have some amazing colleagues that cover Southeast. We have someone coming in from Middle Georgia, and you have Northeast and Northwest. So it's not a large department, but it's a large heart. You've
got passion for it.
Yes, the passion is there with all of us, and we want to make a difference and make GPP a household name, and everybody to understand that if we come together, like having to partner with businesses, having to find mentors, that's another piece of the puzzle. We want each student to not only have the opportunity in that professional setting, but to also have a life mentor, because I'm remote here, so I can't be with them all the time. But if I have a mentor that says, I'm going to take out time with this student once a week, I'm going to check in with them. I'm going to check in with the supervisor because I live in this area, but I want to make sure this student also succeeds.
Now, is that mentor someone within the school system, or is it somebody in the community?
It could be someone in the community. It could be another employee at the job site. It could be an assistant manager. But I've reached out to some people that I've met just through networking, and they're like, hey, whatever you're getting ready to do, if you need my help, I'm like, I got you. I will need your help.
Yes, I've got that number. I've got that email. Now, the other thing, you briefly mentioned it, but you are working from home.
Yes.
So you're not. It's not like you have to go to wherever
every
day.
Yeah, I get to go to my home office and walk right down the hall.
Okay, all right.
I love it.
If people are interested in reaching out to you about Great Promise Partnership, what's the best number?
The best number would be 470-503-6900, or they can call my other cell, 229-291-7457. I'm also on Facebook.
I was about to say,
LinkedIn,
or you can give her
Instagram.
a message or send her a message on Facebook, because I think that's how I reached out to you about, you got to come and share about your new opportunity. We're going to take a break. We'll talk more about Great Promise Partnership and how communities, businesses, and students can all get involved. Stay with us, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. I'm still talking with Carla Hawkins. She is the Southwest Georgia Regional Coordinator for Great Promise Partnership, and that, of course, is with the Georgia Department of Education. New in the role, early July is when you started.
Yes, yes.
All right. And so, as we said last segment, of course, traveling across 34 counties in Southwest Georgia on up into the Central Georgia area, Houston County.
And Muskogee,
right on the skirt. Yeah.
It's like, that's as far as I go.
And so you have already, I guess you are in the process of reaching out to school systems, in those 34 counties to talk about a Great Promise Partnership. Now, we talked a lot about the students last segment. Let's talk more about local businesses and those partnerships that you're seeking.
Exactly. There's a lot of incentives for businesses to take on a GPP student because they have me. And I'm going to work with these students and make sure that they take this employment seriously, this employment opportunity, because people are looking for work. Businesses are looking for workers, and there's a need for the business, and then there's a need for these students, and they need that financial motivation so that they don't have to worry about dropping out of school to obtain full-time work to try to provide for their families.
Now, I'm curious, is there a contract between the organization and the student? So they actually physically sign a contract.
And that gives them that sense of, okay, let me step up to the plate.
Responsibility.
It's responsibility. I have this obligation to fulfill, and I don't want to let these people down. So when you have, businesses hire teenagers all the time. But even when I was in high school, it was just lockout. I just left school and went to work at Sears and, did my job. But I didn't have anyone checking to see, hey, you're going to get a grade based off of your job performance. And if you don't, do these particular things and make sure you show up to work on time, communicate, fulfill your duties, this is going to impact your GPA. There was nothing like that.
So stop there, because what I'm hearing is not only about attending high school, then leaving to go to a job site, but there is some accountability with that job site.
Yes, absolutely. And that's another motivation for the students to excel on these jobs, because they're going to have every semester an evaluation from their employer.
Wow, okay.
And that employer is going to let that work-based learning coordinator and myself know this is how they're performing. These are some areas they need to improve, or they're doing exceptionally well. So that student's grade is going to be based off of that evaluation. So you want to keep your job and continue making money, but you also want to get a good grade so you can get that GPA up and graduate high school.
And again, the jobs that they're being placed with or connected with are like afternoon hour jobs, so that they are not working midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, going home trying to catch a few Z's and then reporting to the school.
Some of these students, they can leave school as early as 12:30, so you have from that time frame until maybe 8 o'clock or sometimes 9 o'clock, depending on the type job, because some students do work in restaurants. But when you have businesses who want to say, I want to partner with GPP, I'm going to meet with Ms. Carla Hawkins and provide this opportunity for students who are interested in maybe learning about the health, the health field, the healthcare field. So there's a clinic that wants a student to come in and do an entry-level position. They're not going to close. Exactly, hospitals. I mean, the students' tech is, any type of IT jobs students are looking for, and I want to fill them in the interest that they would like to learn more about. But even if it's not, even if they don't, let's say they want to be an actor, I may not be able to, find a movie production company.
But who knows? Southwest Georgia is booming when it comes to movie making.
Yeah, but in some of those smaller communities, they may not have some of the same businesses as a larger community, but I'm still going to find a good fit for you, that you can learn those employability skills.
Now, again, are the students recommended for the program, or is it like, again, parent saying, can you help my child?
Yeah, I would say parents definitely go out there and advocate for your child. Talk to the principals, the counselors, and the work-based learning coordinators to say, my child needs help. They need this job. I don't want them to feel like they have to drop out of school to find a full-time job. And then that way, now that GPP is in Southwest Georgia, and I'm here local, they have someone that can come, that can be there in no time. And You know, and the other way is work-based learning coordinators, once as I'm continuing to meet with them and putting out there, you know, that now we have a new extension for these students, they can look and say, you know what, I know a student or two or three or four or five, you know, that would qualify for Great Promise Partnership.
Walk us through the process. Is there an application? Do you need recommendations? Talk us through that.
And it'll differ from school district to school district. I know in my former role, there was an application, and you know, I didn't require all the students to send a letter of recommendation, but the more they brought to the table, it showed me what type of, the caliber of student that you are, how serious you want it. If there was a student that didn't meet one of the requirements, yes, I need a letter of recommendation from a teacher or from a counselor, you know, because if I'm not there one-on-one with you, I need to see. And then that gives them a little real world experience, because when we apply for jobs, you have to have a letter of reference.
Whatever,
college is exactly. So once they fill out the application for work-based learning, they get placed and selected for GPP. Then I come in and say, hi, I'm going to be your new point of contact. We're going to communicate this often, and we're going to work on your placement. And then once I get them placed, I'm going to be communicating with them weekly, coming up, visiting them on the job.
Ooh,
to make sure that they're doing okay. Surprise, I'm here. What's going on behind the scenes?
So you're not just making the connection and then letting them go. No. You are staying connected.
I love the kids. I want to be there. I want to be up front, close and personal, and let them know that you matter. I want them to know that you are important enough for me to drive from wherever to come see you and to come vouch for you, because sometimes there's misunderstandings on the jobs. I've had students that say, I don't know why this happened, or the supervisor is upset with me because, and I was like, well, you know what, we need to work a little bit better on communication. You know, and then I may have to talk to the supervisor and say, this is kind of going on in their life, and they didn't know how to communicate. And they're like, oh, that makes sense. If I had known, I would have. Right. So when I come in as that liaison,
there you are.
It kind of like creates, you know, and they're like, wow, somebody came and fought for me. They didn't just like, what are you doing? You're not doing this right. Get out of here. You know, like that gives them even more motivation to say, I really want to succeed now. I want to prove all of the naysayers wrong, that I can be successful.
Again, the students that you're targeting for this program, mostly high schoolers, because they will need to be able to be transported or have their own transportation to get to these positions.
Yes, that would be real important. Like, you know, parents, that's another thing you know that you all can do is help provide some type of transportation system, even if it's not you, if there's a family friend or someone that is trusted to come pick your child up and take them to work and take them back home. And if there's something that you need more assistance in, I will work on the local transportation departments to see what can we do for these kids.
Now, I'm not sure, but are all Southwest Georgia school systems involved with GPP right now? And if they're not, what is that process?
Yeah, that's a great question. Not all are connected, and like you know, Doherty is kind of like in the middle of Southwest Georgia, right? So I'm working my way the surrounding counties, and then working my way out west, east, and north and south to let them know I'm here. I've already sent out emails, and now they're just coming back to work. You know, some of them are just coming back from summer break, so they're having to go through a whole lot of emails to catch up and get caught up. But if they are watching this and they want to know more about how we can partner, they can contact me, and I would love to come. I will drive. It don't have to be a video call. I will come to you, introduce myself, and not just looking for what you can do for me. I want to be a support for their entire work-based learning program.
Okay, let's do this again. We need to take a break. If you want more information, call Carla at 470-503-6900, and you have another number.
Yes, 229-291-7457.
And also you can reach out to her on Facebook and say, hey, I'm in this county, we don't have the program, but we want it. Yes. So there you go. George, Great Promise Partnership with the Georgia Department of Education. We need to take another break. We'll be right back here after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. I'm still talking with Carla Hawkins. She is the Southwest Georgia Regional Coordinator for the Great Promise Partnership Program. That's a part of the Georgia Department of Education. One of the things we have not touched on, when we talk about students being in school during the day and then traveling or going to their work sites, how many hours of work each day are they expected to do?
Yeah, it would be the let's say, what's the word, the ideal situation would be between 15 to 20 hours a week.
Okay.
We want the employers, and then there's occasion where students maybe work 25 hours. I had a student in my program last year, he was racking in 35 hours a week, but he was working mostly on the weekend.
I was going to ask, can they also work on the weekend?
So the extra hours can come from the weekend.
Okay,
we just want during the school week, it would be preferred 15 to 20 hours so that we don't burn them out, because school is a job in itself.
Right.
You know, and we're creating, GPP is trying to create and is creating a skilled, trained workforce. So we have resources that we're providing these students to develop their employability skills, to give them those essential life skills they need, so that when they are employed, that they're able to put it into practice and really understand what it means to be a trained employee.
Reliable employee.
Exactly. And so if they're doing 15 to 20 hours a week during the school week, it's not overwhelming, you know, and then they're able to go home and work on schoolwork and get enough rest to go to school the next day and not be sleepy in class.
Now, this is the beginning of the school year for many Southwest Georgia school systems, really across the state.
Yes.
So if you're not involved with the program already, they can reach out to you and you can help set it up.
Yes. And a big part of setting it up, because it takes a lot. If there has not been any type of partnership with the GPP, it may take a few months to get all of the kinks in the system worked out. Because in my former role, because GPP wasn't in this area, I had to turn down students. And they weren't able to be a part of work-based learning because that GPP extension wasn't available at the time. So now that I'm in that role, you know, the work-based learning coordinators have to understand, like, okay, wow, we have an extra pair of hands. You know, and I'm not here just for the GPP students in your program. If there is a business or a municipality that says, I will open up 20 job positions and I only have 10 GPP students, I'm absolutely going to say, I can find you 10 more students from the work-based learning program. I will go and help those work-based learning coordinators because I know their plight. I know done that, right? Been there, done it, and I know what it takes to have an effective program. You have to be in front of those kids. You have to show up on their jobs. It's a lot of work. So I want to support each and every work-based learning coordinator out there and let them know I'm here for you too.
Now, the other thing is, let's go over the student. What is the requirement to participate? Yes,
the requirement is that they meet a couple of criteria, like they're in a low income, you know, low economic status situation. They may have.
What about grade point average?
Grade point average, it normally is 2.5 to qualify for work-based learning, but they can have below a 2.5.
Okay.
You know, so, and we don't have like in writing like a minimum, right? We're looking at students who are making an effort. They just have overwhelming obstacles to face. And so that's how counselors, directors of student services come in and say, hey, we have some students we're working with right now that meet that criteria. They're serving those students. If they have an opportunity to get a paid job, now let's connect them with GPP.
Now, what about parental buy-in? Do you bring them to the table and say, this is what the program is about?
Yes, we absolutely want parents. We want parents to thrive as well. I've had parents in my program recently that was like, thank you for helping my child get a job. Can you help me also? So parents are welcome to the table for resources. This is the way GPP is. We're working with community organizations as well. So something that I may not be able to provide, I can direct them to a community organization.
Let me give your number once again, 470-503-6900. That is for Carla Hawkins, Great Promise Partnership. She's a Southwest Georgia Regional Coordinator. Again, congratulations to you. And as you know what I like to say, I love it when somebody soars, and you are soaring. Very good. Thank you so much for sharing this information with us today, and have a wonderful Sunday, everybody.